Sally has a lot of problems walking, and
Okay.
acupuncture really helps a lot to be more able to get around. At this age, he has some other problems, and he's had his share of problems. He was coughing a lot, and we thought it was reflux. It evidently was the flaps of his larynx were closed and not operating, which is a frequent problem of dogs that age, but it can be a little bit dicey with doing it with a 14 or 15-year-old dog.
A couple of points I use very often him are gallbladder points, heart points, which we're going to put in now, which have to do with overexuberance or overstimulation or overexcitement. Occasionally liver points that have to do with repressed anger in Eastern medicine. I always use the kidney points for longevity. We mentioned a couple of things that Wheatons are known to be associated with protein-losing enteropathy or protein-losing nephropathy. The body tends to lose its proteins because the kidneys are not efficiently reabsorbing those proteins. They're being lost and eliminated. And the same thing, intestinal protein-losing enteropathy. When the proteins are not properly absorbed by the intestinal lining, they flow out of the body. So those are issues. In fact, we use acupuncture very often in those types of cases because there is probably a genetic basis associated with it. But through proper nutrition and proper diagnostic testings and hopefully with a bit of acupuncture to keep these issues in check.
He has some bouts with incontinence, and so we have techniques to try to keep his dignity and to also save the carpets.
Spleen chi is the only type of chi which direction is up. And when the spleen is deficient and the spleen chi is weak, things tend to fall out of place. And we have things like incontinence, prolapse, even bleeds. So often we'll add a spleen point to help him with that issue. One of the ideas behind acupuncture is to hopefully reduce the amount of non-steroidal anti-inflammatories or even prednisone. We'd rather not use those medicines. They have side effects. Acupuncture is wonderful for allowing us to use smaller doses and less frequent dosing.
I definitely notice a difference. And there's another dog in the building who I introduced Dr. Jeff to. She's like dancing now, and she's also a geriatric.
This is Gail, Solly, and Dr. Jeff wishing you a cold, wet nose and a wish on a whisker.